Hey everybody, it's Nikki, and today we're gonna do a good old-fashioned Q&A video. It's been a while since I had one out for you guys, and I've been getting a lot of messages recently in the DMs that are kind of hard to keep track of, and I get so many that I feel bad when I lose them, so I thought this was a really fun way for us to get everything in one place. You guys could ask me some questions that you've had. So let's just dive right into it. I did not pick any of these in advance. Let me pick a random one. When did you first begin your Star Wars collection? Okay. So I have always been a really big fan of Star Wars, but it definitely skyrocketed during COVID because I had all that time. I had never seen the Clone Wars before then, never seen Rebels, but I was always a really big fan of the original trilogy and especially the prequel trilogy. It was kind of always my life. But really this whole collection that we have, nothing here was ever a part of it for me until about 2019, and I think the first Star Wars collector's item that I ever got was the 20th anniversary Slave One Lego set. That was also my first Star Wars set, which I think is the coolest set to kick off your collection, especially because now it's really gone up in value. But I love that set. Oh, it was such a fun one to build. And I do still have it over on display over there with the rest of the Return of the Jedi stuff. But 2019, that's when the collection first began. And that was right when that set was retiring too, so pretty cool. Do you play Lego video games? I did play some when I was younger, just when I would go over to a cousin's house, a friend's house, and we would play a little bit of Lego Star Wars was always the one. I did play the original Lego Star Wars, and that was really fun. My favorite was always Geonosis, but I remember always being stuck in the arena and never getting to advance past that level for whatever reason. I just had the hardest time with it. I am now currently obsessed with, ever since it came out, the Lego Star Wars game, the reboot of it. Haven't played it much recently because with school I've been really busy, but I love that game. It's also such a good, just chill vibe to hang out and play that game. Sometimes I would play and then leave on the game and just listen to the music while I did other stuff. That might be kind of weird, but it was my vibe. What do you suggest anyone looking to enter the space? I assume, do you mean the creator space? The Lego creator space? The Star Wars creator space? Because I'm a little bit of an in-betweener right now. Definitely been converting from Lego to a lot of Star Wars lately. I think what you mean is just content creating in general. My only advice to you is to make content on whatever makes you happy, on whatever interests you. For me, it used to be mostly Lego, and now you can see I've kind of segued into more Star Wars generic stuff, because when your heart is in it, you really enjoy making the videos. It's just so much more fun. It's less stressful. You mess up less because you're in it. Also, you do not need fancy equipment at all. Right now, I am using a nice camera. I've got a microphone set up, but some of my highest performing videos, actually, my highest performing video, in fact, I filmed with my iPhone. I mean, all of my vlog style videos are just on here. I don't plug in one of those microphones, even though those look kind of cool, but you don't need to. This is pretty good quality. Eventually you can invest in some stuff, but honestly, I would argue that you could have a very successful channel just with an iPhone. Other than that, give your honest thoughts on things, be genuine, try to create a positive atmosphere and really have fun with what you're doing, because I think when I have fun, when you see me, having a good time, it really translates to you guys, and that's why you enjoy being here. So that's a really important part of it. But do it. Just start your channel. I had no idea that people were gonna actually be interested in the things that I talk about, especially now, I'm a girl just sitting here talking about Star Wars all the time, and it's my favorite thing in the world. So I would say don't let any insecurities you have about entering a space either hold you back, because you can do it and you can do it successfully. And if you're having fun, people will join in and they will support you. So just come join the club. Which Funko Pop is on your wish list? I don't collect Funkos that much. I mean, yes, these are all mine. The Rebels above the TV here are all mine. I'm gonna have to say the remaining, I think I'm only missing the 3 Inquisitors. No, from the Rebels collection, I'm missing the 3 Inquisitors and, what is it? The Super Commando Mandalorian? Noah's nodding his head yes. Super Commando Mandalorian, I think that's it. So those are on my wish list, and I know that he's pretty cheap. The Inquisitors, though, are $100 each sometimes. The price really goes up and down. The one that I really want to get next is the Grand Inquisitor, because he's the toughest to get. But I have Thrawn, and he was the holy grail, the one that I needed from that collection, so I'm really happy with that. On that note, I did see a question. I saw Thrawn's name. Why was Thrawn so dumb in Ahsoka? He was not dumb. He he was a little different. So I did listen to the canon Thrawn trilogy because there's like 6 books, I think, on Thrawn. But the canon ones with like Eli Vanto, those are really, really great books, by the way. They're amazing audiobooks, and I highly recommend them if you like Thrawn as a character. I don't want to say that they didn't do him justice. I thought that the actor was phenomenal. He was the voice of Thrawn in Rebels, and he honestly killed it. He looked a little different. I mean, he's a little older, but technically that pans out. You know, he would be older in the series anyway for staying on the timeline. Although I don't actually know how his species ages. But intellectually speaking, I think the only flaw that I saw where I was like, why would Thrawn do this? And it's probably the root of your question is why? Like, if Thrawn and Ezra were on the exact same planet and Sabine found Ezra in a total of like 5 minutes, how on earth could Thrawn not have done the same? I did see some theories about this. Like, if you noticed, Ezra was wearing this, it looked like a dog tag chainmail vest. So it kind of looked like Thrawn had sent out some troops. The troops did indeed find Ezra. He killed them, took their dog tags, and made like an Imperial vest, like a chain link vest out of that, which is pretty smart and kind of funny. But I also have a hard time believing that Thrawn never would have known where Ezra was. So you know what? It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense at all. The Ahsoka show as a whole, I'm gonna be honest, it was my favorite Star Wars show that we've had today. I thought that like my overall rating of it, I think I'm gonna have to give it like an 8.5, which seriously is the highest that I've ranked any of the shows. I didn't like Andor as much as everyone else did. I did enjoy it, but it wasn't my obvious number one, and I'm not on the same page with everyone there. I don't know why. But when it came to the Ahsoka show initially, I actually did have a lot of problems with it. Sabine, based on the previews alone, I was so worried. I did not think she was gonna be a good fit for Sabine at all. But as it turned out, that actress, she won me over in like 5 minutes on that show, which is the mark of a very, very talented actress. I think she had all of the mannerisms correct. She looked like Sabine, she talked like Sabine. The only thing with her that didn't work was the Jedi thing. I'm sorry, you spent like 8 episodes trying to convince me that Sabine had these Jedi abilities, and it didn't work. It was an absolute failure of a plan, and I hate it. It breaks my heart because I was so excited for the show. But taking that path with Sabine being Ahsoka's apprentice, like, I just didn't buy it. Like, it failed as an idea, and I hate it. I'm sorry, but it did. Despite that, I still give the show such a high rating because I love those characters. Rebels is one of my favorite shows ever. And seeing them in live action and portrayed well was very important to me, but they messed up with Sabine being a Jedi. I would have liked it so much more if she was just trying to wield a lightsaber without having any Force abilities. The fact that she was able to Force, like, push open that door to help Ezra and Ahsoka, the fact that she was able to, like, summon the lightsaber to her hand, I thought it was so dumb. I hated it. It bummed me out so hard. On that note, I mean, Ahsoka, I kind of think that the show wasn't really enough about her. It was a good show. I enjoyed the storyline. I immensely enjoyed Baylan and Shin as characters. I love them, and I'm very, very sad that Ray Stevenson is not going to be able to continue portraying his character. I think he would have done amazing things with it, and I don't know what they're going to do with that now. I'm so sorry. You did not ask me for like my Ahsoka final thoughts, but here it is. I'm almost done. I just think as good of a show as it was, and oh my gosh, there were moments when I was bawling, like tears streaming down my face, had to pause because I was missing lines, and those were obviously the scenes for me with Hayden Christensen. Thought the Clone Wars flashback was amazing, seeing Captain Rex. It was so emotional and satisfying in so many ways that I could not love this show. Also, exploring the world between worlds is really exciting, and I'm just mostly hyped so that I feel like this season was really setting up season 2, but that's where it gets really hurtful and frustrating that, you know, Baylan is not going to be a part of it, or is he? Is he going to be recast? Who knows? But there were aspects of it that I just loved. Ezra was also phenomenal, by the way. I don't think they could have done a better job with that character, and they just cast everyone so perfectly. Rosario Dawson's attitude, though, to be honest, like as Ahsoka, she was a little bit wonky. I don't know why she was so down all the time. Like, I get it, there's stuff going on, but that's not Ahsoka. That's not even Rebels Ahsoka. Everything was so robotic. The movement was just not there, and it felt awkward. Anyway, I could go on for a really long time about this. Honestly, I loved the show. What was even your question? Why was Thrawn so dumb in Ahsoka? I'm sorry. I totally like took a huge tangent. All in all, I want to defend him and say that there has to be some sort of plan, some sort of, Thrawn is always 10 steps ahead. Surely he's 10 steps ahead right now. And like, that's what season 2 is, So I think that maybe he knew Ezra was there, decided to wait for a moment when him being there would be beneficial to him, because really what harm was Ezra causing him? It's really tough. It's tough to figure out. I mean, we could really deep dive into this in another, like a live stream or something, but I have a feeling that most of you are not here for this, so we're gonna move on. No question, you are awesome. Thank you. That is so nice. What's your social security? Werner Herzog voice. I would like to see the dog. Is that the client? That is! Oh my gosh, I do an impersonation of this all the time. I would like to see the baby. This is my dog. Her name is Bella. This is my other dog. It's actually my sister's dog. Her name is Suki. I claim part ownership over her though, because she's a puppy and she's so cute. And then this is my dog Captain, who now lives in Texas with my mom and kind of breaks my heart. But those are my 3 puppies and I love them. I'm a huge dog person. Do you like the Christmas X-Wing? I would kill to have that set. I think that is the coolest Lego set ever. I don't think I would ever spend the money to get it, to be honest. My desire to heavily invest into old Lego kind of plummeting. Like, it's not a big thing for me anymore. But I do have a Christmas village, and I gotta tell you, the thought has occurred to me, like, how cool would it look to make a snowy Yoda's hut? Like, all you gotta do is really, put some white bricks on there, put the X-Wing outside, and put that in the middle of my Christmas village, like surrounding that. Oh, I think it would be so cool. Yeah, I love that set. Do you have it? I'll take it. Best Lego Star Wars set to buy right now? I would have to say the UCS Venator. The UCS Razor Crest, and then a reasonable answer. Oh, the Ghost. Oh my gosh, get the Ghost. I love that set. It looks so good. It's also a really, really fun build. It's very sturdy. Good minifigures, actually. It could have better. I do wish it came with the original Ghost crew, but it makes sense that it doesn't. What is my current White Whale set? Love the content, by the way. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. My current White Whale set, because I did actually just manage to get one of them. I just got Jabba's sail barge and I built it. I don't have any of the minifigures for it, but I got a super good deal on it, which is why I was able to pull the trigger. I love that set. I actually do also have Hutt Slayer Leia as a minifigure because I knew she was gonna skyrocket in price. That is a minifigure that will never, ever come back, by the way. So if you were waiting for the possibility that she would be included, there is no way. I would bet $1 million on that. There's no way she's coming back because Star Wars is now owned by Disney. They would not make a slave Leia, Hutt Slayer Leia. But anyway, just got Jabba's sail barge. That's one of my favorites. The other one was the Ghost, but they just recreated it, and in my opinion, it looks better despite not having the original Ghost crew. So now my third option on the list, and it was literally like in this order. Number 3 that I do not yet have is the Gungan sub set with Queen Amidala. Padme, Queen Amidala, she is my life. She is the whole reason that I am here, that I love Star Wars. I think she's an incredible character, and the fact that I don't have that minifigure, it just kills me. Not to mention, I love that scene from Phantom Menace in the Gungan sub, the whole Gungan city and everything. So I do really want that set, but that's one of those like unbelievably expensive ones just because she's in it. And it doesn't even make sense why she's in it. What other fan favorite Star Wars figures do you think we will get in other sets? That's kind of tough because I feel like Lego actually does a pretty decent job representing our favorite characters as Lego. That's not to say the quality is a 10 out of 10, but like, look, we already got Baylan, we got Shin, we even got Jason Syndulla. There is the old Thrawn, but I do expect a newer version of Thrawn to appear. My answer would have to be Thrawn just because that's who I want to appear and that's who I think like there's no way they wouldn't make a set with him. I'm surprised that it hasn't come out already, but maybe it's like in the January wave, who knows. A character who I wish did exist and I have hope might actually come is Crosshair in his Bad Batch uniform because we never got him. We were robbed of him in the Bad Batch set because he was Imperial Crosshair. Now there is a season 3 of Bad Batch coming out and I really hope that he's gonna end up joining them again. It might be at the very end, who knows, he might not even like repaint his armor. But the sad thing there is that even if he does, he's not gonna have the same red and black armor because they had that like really weird redone paint job where like now they're yellow and teal. It's so weird. I miss the old Bad Batch colors. And if he did join them, he might do that, and so the minifigure wouldn't match the rest, and that would really bug me. But maybe crosshair, an appropriate crosshair. I would love to see some more of the clone commanders. I would love to see Wolf because he's one of my favorites. We just got Rex and Cody, which is pretty crazy. And I mean, for me, those three, that's all I would need to be happy. But I would definitely love to have more of them. And also recreating some of the Jedi, because like, how are those so inaccessible to us? Like, where's my Master Plo? You know, I don't have him. He's one of my favorite Jedi. I think the bigger thing is greater accessibility to some of these figures, because they haven't recreated some of them in so long. Oh, on that note, my favorite clone trooper is at the moment Commander Wolf, but that actually does change quite frequently. It's normally Wolf, sometimes it's Rex. For a while it was Captain Keeley. I love all the clones. Oh my god, Kix. I love Kix. He is often one of my favorites too. I just bounce back and forth between all of them, to be honest with you. Kix might actually be my favorite right now. Clone Medic Kix. Okay, I think we're just gonna do like one more of these guys. I'm sorry, there's so many. Hello. Who's your favorite content creator and why is it Rob the Builder? I am so sorry, man. You are sorely mistaken. I don't know who this Rob the Builder guy is that you're talking about, but you should probably tell him he named his channel like the same thing as a children's TV show, and that's kind of silly. Send him a message. I've never heard of him. I'm not gonna talk to this guy. What's your favorite all-time Star Wars movie and TV show? So my favorite movie, don't get out your pitchforks, is Attack of the Clones. And I'm just gonna defend myself for 1 minute, that's all I'm giving you. That's the movie that made me love Star Wars. I just love the scene in Geonosis. I think that gets overlooked way too much because yes, I know many people don't like all the romantic aspects of that movie, but like that's where the whole Geonosis scene is, and that's insane. Like inside the factory, out in the arena, you meet Jango and Boba Fett. Kamino is crazy. Like there's just way too much. There's so many cool things. There's so much lore in that one movie. You meet the clones. I mean, come on. There's a lot to love about Attack of the Clones. I think I'm done. Oh, and then as for my favorite TV show, I know I said it was Ahsoka, but I think I'm gonna have to backtrack and give it back to The Mandalorian because this whole COVID-born like resurgence of loving Star Wars for me was from watching The Mandalorian. I fell in love with season 1. I thought it was amazing. Season 2 was not as good, but was still great. And then season 3, I kind of have some issues with. But as a whole, I really love that show and the rewatchability for it is insane. But anyway, you guys, thank you for watching this Q&A video. I'm really sorry if I didn't get to your question, but I would love to do another one of these really soon. Maybe we'll do them like every other month or something like that. And I think this is a good place to drop some questions you have for the next video. This will be where I go to. I can take a nice pretty screenshot of your name and the question. That will be really easy for you guys to see. So drop any questions down below. Ask me about my life, ask me about Star Wars. I kind of think all of these questions were about Star Wars. And of course you can ask me about Lego as well. Just whatever, drop it. We'll see if I answer it. I think I went on like a 10-minute tangent on the Ahsoka show, which I'm really gonna have to edit down. That was my bad. I don't know how I did that. I really just like, but if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe down below if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day and I will see you next time.